Hey guys, wanted to bring you another video of today's Fox game of the Oakland Raiders and the San Francisco 49ers. A battle of the Bay. So I guess Jim Harbaugh likes to say, who's got it better than us? Well, actually, not the Niners. And actually, the Raiders, like I predicted, if you guys been watching some of the prediction and bold predictions I've had, I've been 3-0 last 3 weeks, and that could have been great advice if you did take any of those advice and you actually put money on them, on the advice we've given, and based on the research and the top 5 reasons on each one, you would have probably done really well at making some money right there. And today's game of the Oakland Raiders and San Francisco 49ers was no exception. So, it was pretty much everything I expected on what we predicted, on what could have happened and what could have gone wrong for the San Francisco 49ers. And it was totally correct. For one, the San Francisco 49ers could have been looking at a trap game with this one and looking ahead with the Seattle Seahawks. Now, I'm going to predict next week they're going to lose. They'll probably try to put a fight, but they don't score enough offense. And Seattle is clicking on all cylinders, and they're going to probably look really good next week. So you better be ready for maybe another, I would say, blowout. The Niners just pretty much looked defeated after they got spanked at Santa Clara, San Francisco 49ers. That their identity is gone, and I got a lot of future. I guess people would say, wow, why are you going to be so pessimistic with the 49ers outlook? Well, I could do a separate video on that, and I could come up with a top 10 reason why it does not look good for the Niners because of today's game. But I might save that towards the end of the season, because we all know Jim Harbaugh might be in trouble, and this could have been a showcase for his next employer. And Colin Kaepernick looked awful again. You could see that the San Francisco 49ers might have to think about having another quarterback or have an open competition, because they're depending too much on Colin Kaepernick. They must have thought, if nothing happens to him, that's okay, we could pay him and all that. But the crazy thing is, this is where I'm not calling Derek Carr is like Peyton Manning or what's his name, Tom Brady, Drew Brees, any of those guys, but he was able to pick the Niners defense apart. That's a pretty good defense, and he actually gave Seattle a tough time. Another reason why I said this is, if the Niners lost pretty bad to Seattle and the Oakland Raiders put up a decent fight against Seattle, you gotta consider that too. I had to pretty much scratch the St. Louis Rams last week game for the Raiders, and so they have a decent running game now that they found Latavius Murray and stopped going with McFadden. Derek Carr quarterback rating in this game was 140.2. There's a lot of pride because you get to brag about this. They don't get to play in the preseason. They don't play often during the regular season. So you get to, for the Battle of the Bay, for any sports, it's bragging rights for however long till next time you guys play. So that was another discouraging thing that you didn't see. I don't know, it just doesn't look pretty. Frank Gore had pretty good average at 5.3. Colin Kaepernick had 8.7 yards per carry. Those two should have kept running. Kaepernick is not very accurate. Again, he does not make the right decisions. This is not very good football from the San Francisco 49ers. Another injury from the offensive line. The center was gone. So, I don't know. Vernon Davis didn't really show up again. Actually, we should not be surprised. Crabtree played a better game, 9 catches for 56 yards. But if you look at Rivera, a tight end. That used to be Vern Davis. Looked great, part of the offense. He came out with 7 for 109. Now the other thing that's not looking good now that Oakland Raiders want, they might not have the #1 pick, which might be a benefit, but not a good thing for them, because that means Jacksonville could have the #1 pick. If they come out with the #1 pick, are they going to keep it or trade it? I think they're going to try to trade it, because it's Mariota most likely. And then the Oakland Raiders, for them to rebuild quicker and have a good future, you want to be able to trade that first pick, and it doesn't look like if they keep winning. But I can't see any more games that they could win, unless there's any more track games potentially, which is possible because most of the games they've been pretty competitive after Tony Soprano took over after Dennis Allen got fired. So hopefully you think this was a good video. And Jim Harbaugh, we don't know what's going to happen, but between Jim Harbaugh and looks like his message across the team is not coming across strong enough. And Harbaugh, I think the window is closing on this team. For the Niners, I don't know where they're going to go. And their leverage, because they only have 1 year on them, they could try to trade them, but we'll see. Because I could see Harbaugh say, hey, you're going to have to kind of fire me, because he knows they don't want Jim Harbaugh, and saw maybe the players aren't going to respond. We'll see, maybe, but this is only one bad season. Technically, it's not even a bad season yet. They're not even under 500. So, and if you were before Jim Harbaugh, they were always 500, under 500. And I don't know if the Niners want to go back to that history, and especially they got that new stadium they have to pay for. They're not filling out the stadium as they should be, or selling out, so that's another concern they should have. So hopefully you like, share, comment, and subscribe to continue getting more channel or videos on this. Thanks.